Well, this week in censorship, Facebook announced that they're considering hiding the number of likes on things people post, claiming that it's to combat social media addiction. But in reality, it would just make it much easier for the company to shadow ban and censor certain content, making it almost impossible for people to notice because most people get a feel for how much engagement their posts get, how many likes, how many comments, etc. And if we couldn't tell, then we would really have no way of noticing whether or not the posts were actually showing up on people's feeds. You may recall that Twitter's been toying around with this idea as well, and since it hasn't happened yet, little Brian Stelter's not very happy.
What is the timeline for re-examining how you show follower counts or the use of the like button?
You know, we're looking and thinking about all these things right now. We've definitely had conversations about them.
But would you say, like, by the end of the year, there's going to be those fundamental changes to Twitter?
I worry about a time frame like that because we also need to take into consideration we're a small company.
They're a small company, but Jack Dorsey's worth over $4 billion. There's plenty more to come in this video, but real quick, if this is your first time here, subscribe to my channel because YouTube thinks my videos hurt liberals' feelings so much that they're censoring me in the search results and have taken me out of the recommended section or the up next section. So subscribe to the channel here and check back every Monday through Friday for great new reports. Also this week, YouTube announced that they banned 17,000 channels for hurting people's feelings. You may recall last week they banned about a dozen or so pretty large channels, many of which had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, which had no community guidelines violations whatsoever. That was shortly after the ADL released a list of the channels that they want banned, and they're not happy because not all of their list was banned, and CNN's not happy either. YouTube says that it's removing more, free speech channels, but controversial channels remain. I'm sorry, snowflakes, but we live by Midwestern community standards, not Silicon Valley's. Since the new school year has started, there's a whole new generation of kids that are starting to get interested in the news. And of course, they're turning to social media to get that news. According to a new survey, more than 75% of teens aged 13 to 17 say that it's important to follow current events. And over half of them are getting their news from YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So the Silicon Valley Titans are working overtime to try to stop us from red-pilling the next generation. But according to David Pakman, who's sort of a low-budget, more feminine version of the Young Turks, he thinks that President Trump working on a supposed executive order to stop social media censorship is the worst thing in modern history.
I told you months ago that Donald Trump was preparing to censor the internet for political gain. And it's going to happen, or at least he's going to try, and I'm going to tell you about it. There are drafts going around of an executive order by Donald Trump, which would be a truly authoritarian nightmare, the likes of which I don't believe we've ever seen before in the modern sort of internet news era. What we know so far is a draft of the order exists. It would allow the administration to fight back against what they say are liberal cesspools on social media. And it is believed that there would be penalties for a social media company that, quote, censors political viewpoints. And this is, I can't, it's almost impossible to explain the severity of what is going on. A policy like what Donald Trump is proposing would supposedly prescribe punishments for limiting political speech. This now is starting to become a true authoritarian nightmare, even for things as simple as just speech on the internet.
Imagine thinking it's a nightmare that the president may stop censorship of conservatives. In other news, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is being sued by several people because she blocked them on Twitter. As you may know, a court recently ruled that President Trump had to unblock everybody that he had blocked because, as an elected official, his Twitter feed is now considered a public square, and so is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's. Some of the accounts that she's blocked include The Daily Caller and Liz Wheeler from One American News. And since she hasn't unblocked anybody, the lawsuit is moving forward. The best part is that the Knight First Amendment Institute, which is the organization which actually sued President Trump on behalf of the trolls that he blocked, they sent Alexandria a letter saying that you need to unblock these people, and they support the lawsuit against her. Since all liberals live by a double standard, they cheered when the court ordered President Trump to unblock everybody. But they're saying that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez should have the right to because people were being mean to her. Be careful what you wish for, liberals, because it just might come back to bite you someday. Which reminds me, what do you guys think of my new Don't Tread on Trump shirt? I modified the Gadsden flag a little bit for our modern era, and you can get yours from my online store at markdice.com. And if you want a yellow one, click on the yellow shirt, or it comes in white. And if you want a black one or any darker color, there's a separate listing for that because the graphic is a different color because obviously the white snake is not going to work well in a white shirt. So there's 2 different styles for that shirt. So go to markdice.com or click the link in the description below. It'll take you to the storefront and then click on whichever one you want. And your purchase helps keep this channel going and you get a great shirt. And of course, they're available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.